Okay, in this video we're going to use StatCrunch to find the coefficient of determination, which is r squared, and then construct the residual plot. Now in this example, we're given the correlation coefficient and the least squares regression line, so we could get this r squared pretty easy, but I want to use StatCrunch to get it. Okay, so go over here, open this up in StatCrunch. And then we're going to do the r squared and the residual plot in the same motion. We're going to go to Stat, down to Regression, then Simple Linear. Then we're going to select our two columns. The explanatory variable x is the height, and then y. Click Next, click Next, click Next again, and then here's where we're going to get our information about the residual. So we're going to go down here in the residuals versus the x values. Okay, so it'd be versus the height. That's the one we want to click, and then we can click Calculate. Now on this box here, we can see that the r squared value right here is 0.9660. If you move it over 2 decimal places, you get 96.6%. And if I look back to my problem there, 96.6%. And then the residual plot is on the next screen. So see the next? So if I click Next, here's my residual plot. You got to match things up. So you'll notice that I have 25.5 and it's here's the center, right? Right there's the center's the 0. So there's a few of them under it and then some over it, and then there's one up here around about 0.7, right? So when we go here to look at the answer, this is the answer. Now you can match it up to see. Okay, notice now we match it up. Now be careful, look at this. This is negative 0.2, but this is negative 0.02, right? Which is not very far down. That's a lot further down. And so you can see that, yes, even though this one starts down here and goes up, that's exactly starting here and going up. So this is the same as this portion. And then since this is 0.2, this is getting closer to 0.1, right? So that's about right. There's 0.1, and that's on the same level as that one. So we have to match them up. So StatCrunch doesn't do the best job at matching up with what this graph looks like. You have to look at the numbers. You can see that this one wouldn't be it, this one wouldn't be it, this one might be it, but look at this is the x values, the height, and then the x values are on the y values here versus the residual. It's always the x values down here, which is the height, on the x, and then the residuals are plotted as the y values. So that's it. That's how you get the coefficient of determination and the residual plot with StatCrunch.